Hey Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is Gabby, and this is your reading for the period starting August 4th, the new moon in Leo, and continuing through the month of August. So, all right, Gemini, this is intense, okay? I'm just going to let you know from the beginning, but in a good way. That's all I'm going to say. So, you have some really strong cards here that are connecting to or that are possibly talking about a relationship situation. Okay, you have the Ace of Cups, you have the Devil card, the Knight of Cups, and you have the Temperance card, and the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So that's just kind of a high level overview of what we're talking about today. Before I get to those, though, and before I lay down the tarot cards, I did pull two oracle cards, one from the Tao of the I Ching and one from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. The I Ching card that you received is the number 19, which is a very powerful number of blessings, 19. And this card is called Approach. The messages on this card, some of the keywords are advancing, a warm reception, prosperous conditions, increased influence, hopefulness, lightening up, and an arrival. Very intriguing. And the oracle card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle is enlightenment. Okay, so you have this new moon happening in your third house, which is the house of communication, your house of meetings, short-term travel, contracts, verbal communication, written communication, anything related to the mind and the communicative skills of the mind, right? How we connect with people on a communication level. Now, this could also be your immediate neighborhood. Okay, so some of you there could be a lot of activity happening in your third house, which is your immediate environment, short-term trips, as well as the third house is connected to our siblings. So brothers or sisters fall into the third house as well. Okay, so could be some kind of new development, a new idea, planting a seed, in any of those areas: communication, immediate environment, short-term travel, siblings as well. Okay, you have a beautiful, compatible, and harmonious aspect that is also happening, and this is happening for all of us. For you, though, Gemini, it's going to be in your first house, right? So Mars is conjunct Jupiter in your first house. So let's talk about Mars and Jupiter. Mars is the planet of vitality, action, drive, momentum, movement. Mars is that impetus to take action. It is also sexual energy. Mars rules for whether, regardless of our gender, it's the masculine energy within all of us. Mars is also the god of war. We know that as well, but in a conjunction with Jupiter compatible this new moon, it's a good aspect. It is a beneficial aspect. Okay. Conjunct Jupiter, well, Mars lights up Jupiter, basically. Mars, we think of fire energy. So Jupiter being the planet of luck, of blessings. Jupiter is the planet of travel, long distance travel, international travel, connections with people from other countries, other ethnic groups, nationalities. Jupiter rules publishing. It rules, the World Wide Web, the internet. It rules higher learning, so universities, colleges, advanced degrees. and also spirituality, okay? Religion as well as spiritual pursuit. So when you combine Mars and Jupiter, you have a lot of energy, vitality, and get up and go in those areas. This is conjunct your first house in your sign. And this aspect is going to continue on for some months. It started in July and it is actually conjunct on August 14th. So August 14th could be a very lucky day for you, Gemini. It's definitely, you're definitely going to have the momentum and drive to do something or get something going. My only caveat here is that you do have Saturn in your 10th house. So authority figures, bosses, employers could kind of, be a source of obstacles or challenges to you. You may, there may be some demands made of you that interfere with, this Mars, Jupiter, and new moon energy. So you may have to navigate demands being put on you, especially in your career. 10th house is our career. It's the highest point of our chart. So it's also our public reputation, our public standing, the way that the world sees us. So be very careful and mindful. With Saturn there, you could run into some issues with authority. So, don't do anything illegal, don't do anything rash. Mars, can make us take kind of rash action or impulsiveness. Make sure that you temper whatever that energy is around the 14th and actually through the whole month of August, knowing that if you get into trouble, you could really get into trouble, right? If you flout the law, you could get into, have a problem with legalities, with the law, with authority figures, okay? But having said that, if that is not, in your sphere and you're not doing anything that you have to worry about, make sure that you are taking advantage of that energy, okay? Now, going back to the reading. The Enlightenment card is there, so I really feel as though in August, something is going to become very clear to you. You are going to, have one of those epiphanies, light bulb moments where the light bulb goes off and it's like an aha moment. You could get information that opened your eyes to a situation. Mercury is retrograde all of the month until August 28th. So, news, information that you didn't have before could come up during Mercury and give you, more more material to go on if you are, trying to make a decision or working on something. What I would say is don't start anything new in August. It's kind of a time to go back and review things and, take another look at things. It is a time to reconnect with yourself, with your inner self, and especially with all those, with that aspect in your first house. Good time to think about, Team Gemini. What do you need to do for yourself? What do you need to improve in your own life? Could be something that you want to improve with your physical appearance. Could be a change that you want to make, physically or with your own body. Mars, rules weightlifting and bodybuilding. So some of you could, get into that area and see some very quick gains, especially with Jupiter there. Just make sure you don't overdo it, okay? And run into kind of, a Saturn issue. But it could be a good time in moderation, everything in moderation. When Mars and Jupiter hit, it is definitely not a moderate time. So just make sure that you're tempering yourself, okay? But what else is here? So what I was talking about at the beginning of the reading, you have a lot of love energy in this reading for August. Let's start it off with the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is in the area that covers, say, the first few months of 2024, so like the last 6 months. Some kind of emotional connection a love connection of some sort. So maybe some of you gotten into a new relationship, met someone new. So a spark of love, a heart connection, some kind of romantic energy there. Maybe some of you falling in love or just meeting someone that really makes your heart flutter, right? The Ace of Cups is also, on the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you see the cup with overflowing with water. So the Ace of Cups can be very emotional as well. So, overflowing with joy, overflowing with love, overflowing with emotions. It can be the spark. It is, as an ace, it's the beginning of those feelings. So yeah, interesting because with that approach card as the Oracle card, the Tao Oracle card, something is coming. Something's on its way to you. Something is approaching. And I think it could be someone. And why I'm saying that is that you do have the Knight of Cups covering as we come into August. Now, before I get to that card, the card between the Ace of Cups in the distant past and the Knight of Cups currently covering you at the beginning of August is the Devil card. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, the Devil card is very intense, any way you look at it. The Devil is one of those cards that must be read based on the cards around it. So, if there's heavy swords or, heavy energy, the Devil is really, one of those situations very intense, could be something that has you bound and that you're having a hard time breaking free from, can be an addiction, can be, a person that is kind of wielding power over you, or an unhealthy, toxic connection to something or someone, right? That's the Devil. However, you are surrounded by cups. The devil, well, not you, but the Devil is surrounded by cups. So what does that mean in that context? Well, it means a very intense love connection, a very intense emotional connection, and can be a very intense sexual connection. Okay, the Devil represents sexuality as well. On the traditional deck, you have a man and a woman chained together, and the Devil is there, and so it's a passionate card. The thing with the Devil is that the passions can overflow. It can become too intense, can become too powerful. People, have addictions to each other, or to that connection. So what I feel is that the scenario that I'm getting here is that during the first few months of 2024, emotional connection, a spark, a romantic attraction. And then, maybe this developing to the point where just getting, very intense, maybe even kind of a dependency on someone, okay? To the point where, either you not wanting to let that person breathe, or, or vice versa. So it can be overwhelming. It can be a connection that needs to breathe a little bit, that people need to be able to have their own personal freedoms, that there's no need for jealousy or no need for, being territorial or possessive. And that's what the Devil card can bring, that energy. So this Devil card is representing July, as we are coming out of July. So I think something that started up, sparked, very intense, and now you have the Knight of Cups covering. Now, the Knight of Cups, as we come into August, this is water energy, and with cups here, there's definitely a lot of water energy. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio could be significant this month for you. You could have Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio in your chart as well. The Knight of Cups is an invitation, okay? As a thing, it is an invitation. It is kind of a invitation to go out, an invitation to, go deeper into a relationship. The Knight is not a king. So the Knight is a youthful energy, an inexperienced energy Nights can be very fickle as well, and there's no night more fickle than the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups can be very changeable, very romantic, extremely attractive, knows what to say, brings the flowers and, all, sweet texts and messages and all of those things. But the Knight of Cups can also lose interest quickly, right? It can be very fickle. So just make sure this month that whoever this is or whoever is approaching and may present themselves to you, that you don't lose yourself in this situation, that you don't get carried away. Make sure that you're getting to know someone well. It's great to go out, have fun, enjoy life, let your hair down. Life is to be lived and enjoyed, right? And you do have the Three of Cups, as I said, at the base of the deck. So that is a card of celebrations, hanging out with people that you enjoy, music, having drinks, gatherings, maybe parties of some kind, so birthday parties. I just got housewarming party. I don't know, if that's relevant to you, but anniversaries, celebrations, baby showers, things like that, could be happening in August. And that's good because, again, with Mercury retrograde, this is not really a time to focus on business or work. This is more of a laid back time to kind of enjoy. It's summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. And so, to get out there and go to a tiki bar or go to the beach or, visit friends, go by the water somewhere and enjoy yourself. Okay. And I did say go by the water, and on the Enlightenment card is a sailboat. But again, I think that you this month will have a better grasp over someone that you have connected with or that you will be connecting with, maybe seeing that person a little clearer. So maybe the rose-colored glasses have worn off a little bit and now you're kind of seeing that person a little clearer. The Knight of Cups in this deck, this is the Diary of Youth deck, which is a BTS inspired tarot deck, and the Knight of Cups is Jimin. Jimin is coming up a lot in this reading. He's on the Knight of Cups. He's on the Three of Cups card. He is also on the next two cards, which I will tell you what those are. But just a little thing about the Knight of Cups. On this card, he is holding a rose by his cheek and, a very kind of flirty position. And then there is a shadow across his face, and there is a shadow across kind of his stomach area. So maybe something that you need to know, you need to dig a little deeper. Maybe something is being hidden. We always meet people's representative, right? We don't really know people until we are around them and get to know them. And it takes time to build trust and to really get to know somebody. So just make sure that you're understanding that you don't know everything you need to know about this person, and that that will come hopefully over time as you share and as you build trust and get to know somebody. Okay. Now the card that is in the near future. So as we progress through August, it's the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is an amazing card because any way you slice the Ten of Pentacles, it is good, abundant energy. It can be finances, but I don't think that this is a financial reading. I think that this is a reading about potential for growth. And so the Ten of Pentacles can also represent commitment of some kind, family, building a family, it's generational matters. So some of you could be taking this person home to meet your parents, right? Or to meet your family, maybe even meeting siblings with that activity in your third house, the new moon in your third house. So I think that a relationship is going to progress. And it has the potential to be long-term. And I think that also there is the potential to be very supportive of each other, whether that's emotional support, moral support, or even financial support. You could be building something that can endure and last for a long time with this person. So definitely that potential is there. Now, before I get to the last card, which would cover, mid August to the end of August, I want to let you know that your muse for this reading is Jungkook. And Jungkook is a Virgo Leo. Okay, and so Virgo or Leo could be significant for you this month. And in this picture, Jungkook is in a lace blouse, a lace shirt, and it looks like his hands are intertwined with someone else's. So definitely giving the energy of connecting with someone, holding hands, combining energies, connecting with someone, building your lives, linking up with someone for this month. Definitely a romantic energy from this card. You can't see the other person in the photo card, but there's definitely two sets of hands here. So holding hands, and I do get love and connection from this. Okay. And now for the last card, you do have the Temperance card as your as the final card in the reading. And Temperance card in this deck is called Friends. So, for some of you could be a friend that is, transitioning to a love or a lover. Or it is also that some of you, with an emotional connection could deepen it and realize, you realize this is my best friend. Like this is, someone that I love, I care for, I'm attracted to them, and they are my best friend. We balance each other out. The Temperance card is about balance. It's about alchemy. You see on the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you have an angel that is balancing, pouring water or elixir or some alchemical substance into another cup. And so there is a blessing there. There's a need to maintain balance, to be temperate in your actions. Very different energy than the devil, like totally opposite than the devil. So again, I think this reading is about an emotional connection that maybe sparked up really fast, got very intense, and now you're getting to know someone, and there's a potential for growth and for an enduring relationship. But that may even be strengthened by, the realization that this is someone who I can walk through life with, right? On an even, there's a meeting of equals here. The Temperance card is a Sagittarius card, so Sagittarius could also be significant for you this month. Okay. All right. Well, Gemini, that has been your reading, and I hope that this resonates for you. If it does, please go ahead and like the video and share. And if you have not already, please subscribe. Let us know in the comments if this reading resonates with you. I would love to hear more about what's going on. It's going to be a very interesting and hopefully a very loving month for you. All right. Thank you so much, Gemini. Wishing you all good things, sending you peace and joy, and I purple you. Bye.